I have a quick hot take for you if you don't mind. I think profile photos are boring. Let me explain. And I almost feel bad saying this because there's so many people out there that have really amazing profile photos, but I just think that the rest of us, the normies of the web, they're just kind of boring. So in this video, I'm gonna go on a quest to take the best profile photo I possibly can. And banner while we're at it. I want to challenge myself to create something I've never seen before. Something weird, something different. Now I've got this dope wall in front of my desk, and it's honestly the stupidest place for a great wall like this because I never get the opportunity to film in front of this wall, except for right now. But I've been trying to identify things about my brand that I want to incorporate into the way everything looks. This pattern of X's and hearts and smiley faces and slashes is just something I've been doodling for a while. Now I want to take photos in front of this wall for this picture, but I thought to myself, I don't want to move everything I own. But I can't exactly just create a new room. I don't have another room unless we make a smaller room. So when I was drawing this idea out in my notebook, I was trying to find a balance between a Hotline Bling room and a dollhouse, but with Kent twists. So for testing this idea, I went to my garage and grabbed a piece of cardboard. I printed out the templates of my pattern, glued them to the cardboard, hot glued those two pieces together, creating a paper for the base, tried to figure out the exact right angle for the camera, brought in some lighting for the top and for the front, and then I put Ants in My Eyes Johnson as my subject.
I'm Ants in My Eyes Johnson! Everything's black! I can't see a thing! There's so many ants in my eyes!
I don't actually have any ants in my eyes. Sorry about that. But I can honestly say that this test worked pretty well. Only things to note, I definitely need to make the walls bigger just because I'm gonna be able to fit more things in the room if the walls are bigger. I need to make it so that you can see the front corner of the room. And that's hard because I wanna sit on this thing. Maybe practice a couple poses real quick. I was thinking maybe like this, or maybe two legs up, so I'm like this with some Converse on. Maybe I'm actually like off to the side, but this is a little bit weird. Just sitting directly sideways. Point being, it's gonna be really tricky to get this whole pedestal in the thing. I need to just build the room. Hey, it's the Kent that's gonna build this room. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Let me get props. I've got two pieces of just white poster board. Hopefully these will work for the walls. Now, what I don't know is if I'm gonna need to paint this or if I can just print out more like I did on the first one and then like tile those. Like, will you be able to see the cracks? Because if you can see the edges, I can't do that. Looking at the room that I tested with, I think I need to go 2 times bigger. So those walls would need to be like a 2x2. I'm a little bit spooked. I need to just get started because I'm wasting time being spooked. Printout not looking so hot, to be honest. Like even in a blurry background, you can see the lines. I bet if I had like gotten them to print on this, that could have looked really good. Or maybe Sharpie. Could I Sharpie that? At this point, I really started to doubt myself. What if this printout was gonna look tacky? And I don't think I can paint it because I'm not talented at painting enough. I think I need help. So here's what I came up with. Last minute idea, there's a Staples really close to me. It's not too late. I'm gonna go try it. If I could get them to print it, that would look so good. Like actually professional. I just gotta make a huge, oh my God. This is my favorite USB drive. You wanna know why? There's one file that always lives on it. It's a video that all my high school friends made for me when I got married as a present.
We're not normal.
Sharing memories and just things like that. It's growing up, you hear, oh, the little things, it's the little things that matter, but god damn. Once you actually have something like that, it becomes so precious. There's like few things that I keep on their own drives because it's so important. Obviously it's backed up. We're gonna use this drive. Good to go. Fuck. Can you at least call me like not a mega failure for the Staples run?
I mean, yeah, it was a good idea. It just would have been a good idea 2 days ago.
All right, what are we tracking down here?
Looking for art supplies. Potentially maybe paint, crayons.
Crayons?
You want to test it?
Winston, what's going on? Yeah, test it, go. That was way too dull.
Sharpie's
those
just
are too
so
thin.
clean.
It's too thin, yeah.
Do you have any thick Sharpies? That's not bad.
Oh snap. That's like not bad at all.
It makes like a little bit of a streakiness to it.
Tradesies. So if I was to do it, I'd be like, bop, bop. Damn, I might want to do that. How to get some sort of...
Try the nail polish?
Yeah, why not?
Just to have a tester.
All right, my nail polish. Time to figure some stuff out.
Now it smells like nail polish.
Yeah, it does. I need dinner.
I think your order of trial should be try the paper, Sharpie,
Thick boy.
and then if that fails, paint, but then you're out of sides, so.
Dope! So here's my attempt at a first full assembly. And then I tried to position the camera and it just kinda, I'm here to report these, did not work very well. But Jamie came through with an amazing idea of using a box that we already had and using the bend of that to be the corner. That way it's just more solid in general. I think the camera needs to be lower. I'm quitting. This is shit. I don't know why I did that. I have a piece of foam core right here, which is solid, like a wall. But instead I used a piece of paper with another piece of... What was I doing? What was I doing? Well, this is what realizing that you did it all wrong looks like, and starting from scratch the night before the video goes live. I cannot express my gratitude for my wife for not only one, keeping me motivated to work on this project, but two, helping me realize, God, I feel so dumb. Why do I do this? Why do I not think? Ugh. Sometimes it's helpful to know that you're not the only one who's like this. You're not the only person who for some reason pours their whole life into something so silly and gets so invested that they sometimes get hurt. I'm not ashamed to be that person because it proves to myself that I care about what I'm doing. And that alone is worth it. We got some really lucky, nice weather in the middle of November. And we went out and just rode our bikes and skateboarded around. We live near a park and we visited there. I've been skateboarding since I was little, and even though I don't know how to do any tricks, it just makes me feel free. Feel in control again. I feel young. Feeling like a child is one of the most important things to me, because if you honestly have the desire to feel like a child, that innocence, that pureness, that excitement, then I think your creativity can be unlimited. This project did make me want to do this. And I regret that, because I honestly just needed to look forward and look at what was in front of me. A fun project, something that kind of challenged me and pushed me. But this little adventure did refresh me, and it got me excited about this again. And it gave me time to think and improve my idea and make it better. So that's what we're gonna do. So I went into this video with no sense of scale, no sense of where this was going. I was just gonna wing it, put some shit in a room, see if it worked. That was not the right idea. I think I know how I'm gonna do this. So there's this thing called dollhouse scaling, and if you've heard of that before, then you're smarter than me. It's essentially a standardized way to scale things down to fit in your dollhouse. Does this mean I'm playing with dolls? That's up for debate. But what I'm going to do is make my room 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot. But what this is going to help me with is a clear space that the room is going to exist in. I went to Staples and I got more foam board so we can actually use that for the walls, so the walls are straight. I don't know why I didn't consider that, I'm such an idiot. But what I'm going to now do is paint my pattern on that foam board. Let's get started with that. Does this man have a plan? Yes, this man has a plan. So this is exciting. I actually have a grid, look at this. Wow, I almost wonder if I should just do this because it's only gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4 more pieces of string and it might just be worth it to do the whole thing. Oh my God. But I'm impressed that this theory idea actually worked. So here's what I'm working on while that paint dries. Actually, I need to show you where I'm drying the paint. It's kind of iconic. Sorry, honey, if you're watching this video and you're freaking out. My bad. So what I want to do is define the floor. Now, I'm not going to do a pattern on the floor, but it is going to be a solid box. And the floor is actually going to have perfect measurements. So what I'm going to do is take my brand new that I just purchased 1.5 foot ruler and measure it out. And then I'm gonna tape this off and paint the rest of this so that it gives this illusion of void, essentially, here. Paint is dried, it's assembly time. It is assembly time. I'm gonna try and put this camera into place. Potentially maybe, for the last time. This is so difficult. Okay, my tiny room is pretty much ready to go. I think now, to get the final organization, we need to jump in the green screen. Let's do it. Camera, float with me. Pretend that it's not Jamie holding the camera. What should be the word? Should I say Alakazam? Or should I do some sort of different?
You come up from the ground
I've made it to a tiny room. This is bizarre. This is very strange. And this is where I'm gonna sit on the pedestal. Remember, it's gonna be like, except it's not gonna, it's gonna be a sitting kind of situation, not a, yeah, okay, moving on. Over here is the mantle. And I think I'm gonna have myself sitting on the floor. A lot of times when I'm coming up with ideas, I'm just sitting on my floor in a pile of all of my notebooks, which I'm about to hit number 20 of, which is pretty exciting. And I'm just kind of going through, recycling old ideas, bringing them into new ideas, trying to combine ideas. And I want that to be represented in this image. Next is this little table, and I might put a laptop on the table and then have myself editing, but I don't know. Still playing around with this area, not 100% sure what I quite want to do. Lastly, the Rubik's Cube. I need to put this in the room because this is just I'm inseparable from my cube. Whenever I'm working, whenever I'm playing games, whenever I'm doing anything, this cube is with me. It's really hard to explain. So it being in this room is super important. I think now my only steps are to just start taking photos and trying to really fit myself into this room. Trying to get this green screen lit was a pain in my and I finally feel like I maybe got it. Well, let's hope this is the last take that I've had to do of this because this is the 10th take. So I started with the background. Then I added myself sitting on the Rubik's Cube. After adding that, I added myself reading, and then added some books in front of my leg to make it look like I was really in the scene. Then I added myself behind the plant and added the plant so it looked like I was actually behind something. Then I added myself filming what was gonna be myself in the front, and finally myself in the front of the picture. I'm really happy with how this turned out. So all in all, did it go well? Yeah, I'm really happy with it. Did I make some bold predictions at the beginning of this video and some claims that maybe I couldn't back up? Also, yes. If you want to try out this project for yourself, I'm gonna link a bunch of other creators who have done similar things below. It was so much fun. Definitely way out of my comfort zone. I really did not know what I was doing, but I enjoyed it a ton. I feel like in 2020, a lot of us are looking for excuses of something to just like do with our hands. And this was a great example of that. Just kind of goofing around and having a good time, and I got a good story out of it. Taught myself a lesson, and I honestly feel like moving forward with projects, I'm just gonna be more resilient. So I'm super grateful that you chose to click on my video. I really appreciate it. Finish that heart, follow your dreams, and I'll see you in a video next Wednesday.